Hello everybody, thank you for joining us today for core stability. Our theme is going to be victory core stability. We're going to start our morning off or midday off well. We're going to start by walking around for a second, warm up our bodies before we find the center of our mat or the floor where we want to get comfortable. We'll be starting off with our hundreds for our warm-up. I'm going to go ahead and lay down on my mat. Back flat on the floor, hands down at my hips, palms towards the floor. Feet are also on the floor, knees are bent up towards the sky. We'll go ahead and keep our heads flat to start. Our arms are going to pump up and down about an inch at hip height, just pulsing in the air to get our abs ready for what we have today. If you're wanting a little bit more of a challenge for your hundreds, feel free to bring your head up off the floor, tuck your chin towards your chest. You'll feel it a little bit more in your upper abs as you are crunching a little bit. And if you'd like to go one step further than that, go ahead and bring your knees up and your shins parallel with the sky, toes are flexed towards the ceiling in a tabletop position. However you would like to do your hundreds today. Still pumping our arms up and down at our hips. We're going to go ahead and transition into our roll-up, sit-up, or crunch. Today, if you are doing a crunch, feet are going to remain flat on the floor. Hands are down at your side or up by your ears. We're not pulling on our neck, but your head is going to come up off the floor, shoulder blades and shoulders off the floor, chin tucked into chest before you lower again. If you're doing a sit-up, arms are outstretched behind you when your back is flat on the floor. You're going to sit up, chest comes up towards knees, arms are parallel with the ground, they're coming up with you. As you lay back down, wrists and shoulders will remain in line. If we are doing a roll-up today, legs are going to extend out in front of us, arms are extended above us. Our whole body is now flat on the floor. We're going to sit up, engaging our core. Arms are going to come up with us. Sitting nice and tall, arms are parallel with legs. Choose what is best for you today, whether that be crunches, roll-ups, or sit-ups, and we'll get those started. I will be doing sit-ups today. Doing these nice and slow and controlled, engaging that core the whole time. Keeping chin tucked in. Want to make sure that we're using all of our stabilizing muscles as we are doing this. A few more here. Getting our core nice and warmed up, making sure to breathe through all of our movements today. And go ahead and rest. We're going to go ahead and again lay back flat on the floor, head rested on the ground, hands down at our hips, palms on the floor. Knees are bent. This will be our starting position. We're going to extend one of our legs up. I'm going to start with the right leg, extending it up at a diagonal. Toe is pointed up towards the ceiling. And we're going to go ahead and do some leg circles. We're going to start to the right, doing these circles small to start. If you're doing a little bit bigger circles, you're going to feel a little bit of a different sensation in your abs. Doing these at a speed and a width of a circle that is best for you. Remember that the whole time we want to remain with our backs flat on the floor. So if your circle is too big and it's starting to lift your back up, make that circle a little bit smaller. And switch directions. Now our circles are going to the left or counterclockwise. Great work, everybody. Just warming up all of the body. And rest, bringing our knee back down. Both knees are bent. Now we're going to extend our left leg. We're going to start clockwise or to the right with our left leg, making small or larger circles, going at a speed that's best for you, keeping your back flat on the floor. To do that, make sure that you're pulling in your belly button towards your spine. You're going to roll your hips back a little bit. If you feel that, you can stick your arm underneath or your hand underneath the lower part of your back. That's where we want to keep our backs flat. Taking it the opposite direction now, we are going counterclockwise or to the left with our circles. Great work. Shaking it out here. We'll be going into our single leg stretch. Keeping our left leg now straight on the mat, we're gonna go ahead and grab our right knee, pulling it in, or right shin, pulling our knee close into our chest, feeling that stretch, and we are going to switch, extending our right leg out in front of us. Our left knee is coming in towards chest, pulling it in towards our chest, and switching. Hands are going to remain outside of the knees. We're not going to pull down every time, just extending and pull in opposite knee. When we are extending our legs out in front of us, we are hovering off the floor. We are not laying our feet or legs on the floor. If you need to as a rest, please do so. This motion is like if we were doing bicycles, but just with the lower body. Nice work, everybody. A few more here. And stretch it out. I'm gonna go ahead and rest here for a few seconds, give my abs a little bit of a break before we do the same motion, but double leg. Bringing both of our knees in towards our chest. Before we extend both of our legs out, you can have them more up towards the sky or hovering over the floor. Find a spot that's best for you in that space, from straight up to hovering off the floor, where your back is remaining flat on the floor. I like to keep my hands down by my hips, pushing into the floor with my palms as needed. Bringing both of our knees into our chest, extending our legs, and pulling them back. Doing this at a speed that's right for you and a height that is best for you. Make sure we're listening to our bodies today. This is your workout. If you need to take a break, please do so. Get water breaks as needed, modify as you need, and challenge yourself as you can. Great work, everybody. And shake it out. We'll be going into a straight leg stretch, straightening out our left leg on the mat and extending our right leg straight up towards the sky. We are going to go into a slight crunch, bringing our head off the floor, chin tucked down. Hands are reaching towards ankles or shin, and we switch. Bringing our right leg down towards the ground, left leg up, keeping both legs straight as we are doing this. Hands are going to remain up, and you are going to scissor kick back and forth between the two. Trying to get that opposite foot all the way down, or leg all the way hovering towards the ground before switching. If you cannot get it all the way there, that is totally okay. We're just switching as we can keep our backs on the floor and keeping our core engaged. Nice work, everybody. And shake it out. Keeping our feet rested here for a second, take a few deep breaths. If you need to stretch out that core, rest it for a second. Alrighty, bringing both of our feet up towards the sky, ankles and knees are touching. We are going to crunch up, doing our double straight leg stretch. Hands are up towards our toes, and we're gonna bring our shoulder blades off the floor, chin tucked in towards chest, reaching towards our ankles before we lower. We'll be doing a few of these here before we go into our double straight leg stretch. A little bit of core activation before we lift and lower. And go ahead and rest, keeping our feet up towards the sky. We are gonna lower on a 3 count, lowering both of our legs, trying to get as low to the ground as we can. Mine doesn't go quite that far. Lowering on a 3 count and raise your feet back to your starting position on 1. 1, 2, 3, and raise. Or 3, 2, 1, lower, 1, raise. Go ahead and do these at your own pace and at height that is best for you. Nice work, everybody. Lowering and lifting back up. Alrighty, stretching it out here. We'll be going into our crisscross. We're gonna be doing a crunch here. So our head is up off the floor, our shoulders are off the floor, chin is also tucked in, knees are in that tabletop, and we are extending our legs like we were in the beginning with when we extend one out straight and bring it back into tabletop and extend the other. You can bring this into a full bicycle, bringing your elbows across the body, or you can just go ahead and keep the knees in tabletop position and bring left elbow to left knee, or right elbow to left knee and left elbow to right knee for that crisscross crunch here. Try to keep our shoulder blades up off the floor. Extending our legs is the option to make it harder, or keeping them in that tabletop and just crossing with the elbows as the base here. Modification would be to keep your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, and crunching side to side. And in 3, 2, 1. Nice work, everybody. Stretching out our abs here. If you need a second to lay on the floor and extend your arms, please do so. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a sip of water before we go into our standing flow. Abs are definitely feeling it now. We'll take a slight break from all of our intense crunches. As we are standing, feet are shoulder width apart. We'll be starting with our calf raises, bringing all of our weight up to our toes, heels come off the floor and lower. Do these at a pace that is right for you. Transferring all of the weight to our toes, heels off the floor. Nice work, everybody. Alrighty, we'll be bringing it into our right leg first before we do our left. Our right side is going to start with a side toe tap. We'll start with our feet together for this one. Bringing our weight up to our toes for our right leg. Our knee is bent. Extending our leg out to the side, toe tap on the floor before we bring it back into center. Nice toe tap, extending out to the right, bringing it back in. All of our weight is on our left leg. My hands are rested on my hips. You can have them out to the side for balance if you would like. Bringing with our knee bent, back in, extending our leg straight to the right with a toe tap, bringing it in and going back and forth here. Keep your core engaged the whole time here. Belly button goes in to your spine, standing nice and tall, taking deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Bringing this into a lateral leg abduction. Now that our leg is out wide to the right, bringing our foot up off the floor, feeling that engagement in our outside glute before we lower it back to the floor. Our leg is straight through this whole motion here. We're just doing an extension up off the floor and down into that toe tap. Doing these at a pace that's right for you, lifting as high off the ground as you can where you feel that glute engagement. There's no pain here. Pushing ourselves as we can, but not hurting our bodies. Only lifting as high as our body allows. Nice work, everybody. Feeling that in the outside right glute here. Might feel it in your left as well as it is engaged to stabilize your body. Bring it into a lateral high knee. Keeping our leg out wide in that toe tap, we'll bring our knee in towards our chest and extend it down lower into that toe tap out wide. Bringing our knee towards our chest, so it's kind of like a diagonal high knee. Nice work, everybody. Keeping it up here. A few more on this side. Breathing through it and engaging that core. And And keeping our feet shoulder width apart, we're gonna go into a wide leg forward fold, stretching out both the legs. Feet are wider than shoulder width apart, sinking our bottom back behind us as we lower, feeling that stretch all through the backside of our legs. You can have your hands rested down the center or on both of your legs. And we'll hold it here for a second, stretching out the whole back sides of our body here. Standing nice and tall again, feet are now shoulder width apart. Hands on hips, we'll bring it back into those calf raises. We're gonna go do our left leg now for our next set. Nice little warm up for the legs here with our calf raises. Feet are together. Left knee is bent, so all of the weight's up on our toe, extending out to the left in a straight line, diagonally, just toe tap, bringing it back in. Extend it to the left, leg goes straight, bend as we come back. All of our weight is on our right leg as we are extending to the left on our toe taps here with our left leg. Nice work, everybody. Again, doing these at a pace that's right for you. Bringing it into leg abduction. Our left leg is now pointed out wide into that toe tap, lifting it up off the floor before we lower. Toe tap, abduction, lifting our leg up off the floor, feeling that on the outside left glute this time. Your right glute might feel a little bit more than when your left leg, you were doing it on your left side, since you have already worked it. Nice work, everybody. Keeping it up here. Bring it into a lateral high knee. Toe tap out wide. Bring your knee up towards your chest. It is a wide high knee. Up towards the shoulder, keeping that leg out wide. Nice work, everybody. Keeping it up here. Few more. And rest. Feet are gonna go wider than shoulder width apart, and we will go into this wide leg forward fold, bringing our hips back as we lower down towards the floor. Hands can be down the center or resting on your legs, feeling that stretch through the back sides of your legs. Great work, everybody. Go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need one. We're going back to the floor for our floor flow. Say that 10 times fast. Alrighty. We are on our backs again to start for our corkscrew. Our legs are going to extend up towards the ceiling. We'll have a slight bend in our knees. And our feet can be at a diagonal. Mine are not exactly straight up towards the sky. They're a little bit angled. And we're gonna circle both of our feet together. So knees are touching, toes are touching. We'll be drawing circle to the right all the way. When we get back up to that 12 o'clock, we'll make a circle to the left or counterclockwise. We get back to the top, make a circle to the right, and circle to the left, going back and forth. Taking these at a pace that's right for you and at a width of a circle that is also right for you. We want to make sure our back is remaining flat on the floor. Great work, everybody. The lower your circle is, the lower in the abs you'll feel it. The lower your legs are. Alrighty, go ahead and rest. Feet can go back on the floor for a second as you guys rest. We will be going into our dead bugs. bringing our knees parallel to our hips. So knees are stacked over top of hips. Knees are bent at 90 degrees. So our shins are parallel with the ground and the ceiling. Arms are gonna extend above us, wrists over top of shoulders. We're gonna go ahead and start with our right arm, left leg. Right arm is gonna go straight back and left leg is gonna extend straight forward. Now our left arm and right leg are remaining where they are at, bringing all of our legs, our arm and leg back together, extending our right leg and left arm, bringing them back, right arm, left leg go back, bring them to the start, and switch. So we're extending opposite arm and opposite leg, taking these at a pace that's right for you. Again, we're not resting any part of our body on the floor when we are lowering. We are just hovering off the floor. Engage that core the whole time. Take nice deep breaths through this. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Our starting position every time in between. Try to keep those knees stacked over top of your hips. Keep it up here, just a few more. Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Make sure to keep your back flat on the floor, belly button tucked in towards the spine. And go ahead and rest. Palms are gonna come down at your sides, flat on the floor. Knees are gonna stay in that tabletop position where our knees are stacked in over top of our hips. We're gonna go ahead and lower our legs together towards the right. Our left hip is gonna come up slightly off the floor, and we are going to then move them across our body to the left. Kind of like a windshield wiper, except we're not going all the way to the floor. We're just going to where our opposite hip is coming off the floor. And back. Go ahead and keep doing those left and right. Don't want to use momentum here. We want to use our core strength. Going right and left. Sometimes it's easier to have your hands spread out in a T from shoulder height, giving you a little bit more surface to stay balanced. Great work, everyone. Excuse me, we're gonna go ahead and bring it into wide leg glute bridge. We're gonna have our feet wider than hip width apart, knees are still remaining bent. We are going to go ahead and flex our feet so our toes are up towards the ceiling. Our heels are gonna remain flat on the floor. We're gonna drive our hips up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are gonna remain on the floor. Palms down on the floor. Rested here, and lower our hips. Extending our hips up towards the ceiling and lower. If being just on your heels is too much, go ahead and bring your feet flat on the floor as well. Taking these at a nice pace for you, feeling that through your glutes, through your abs here. Holding at the top before lowering back down. Hips go up towards the ceiling and back down, creating a straight line from your knees to your shoulders when you go up. And rest. Bringing our knees back to our normal resting position. Our right leg is going to extend up towards the ceiling. Our left leg can remain bent. With our left hand, we are going to reach up to right ankle, and we're just going to do left arm to right ankle to start. And we're just crunching, bringing our left shoulder up off the floor, chin tucked into our chest, in our straight leg cross-body crunch. Left leg can remain bent, or it can extend. trying to get as close to our ankle as we can in our reach, trying to make this a good crunch movement. And switch sides, lowering our leg and arm back down, extending our left leg up towards the ceiling, right hand to left ankle, cross body, straight leg crunch here. Bringing our right shoulder up off the floor as we are reaching to the outside of our left ankle. That way we are crossing and crunching across the body, keeping our chin tucked in towards our chest. Nice work. Great work, everybody. Extending both of our legs up towards the ceiling. We're gonna do both legs straight leg toe tap, toe tunge crunch. Bringing both of our hands up to our straight leg. Bringing them towards our ankles here. Great work, everybody. Feeling that crunch, the ab burn in the upper abs here. Great work. Bringing our feet back into a tabletop position. We will be doing tabletop toe taps. Excuse me. Knees are in line with our hips. Shins are parallel with the ceiling. Go ahead and lower your right leg, keeping it bent the whole time. Bringing our toes towards the floor, tapping it with our toes, bringing it back up into that tabletop position. Left leg goes down, keeping our knee bent. Left toe touches the floor, comes back up into a tabletop position. Hands are down at our sides, palms are flat on the floor. Or you can bring your hands out into that T position up at shoulder height if you need a little bit more balance, feeling a little bit more grounded here. Alternating left and right, just touching the floor with our toe before we bring it back up into that tabletop position. Great work, everybody. Total abs today. Our abs support our posture, help us in our everyday balance while we walk. Alrighty, and lower your legs to rest. Stretch out your abs for a second before we go back into that tabletop position. Knees are over our hips, knees are bent 90 degrees, shins are parallel with the ceiling. We're gonna go ahead and do some crunches here, bringing our head up off the floor, keeping our chin tucked in the chest. Shoulder blades come off the floor before we lower. You can have your hands up supported by your ears for support. We're not pulling on our neck. Or you can have your hands down by your side, just lifting your head, tucking it in towards your chest. Shoulder blades come up off the floor, keeping our knees in that tabletop position. Nice work, everybody. Keep it up here. Few more crunches. You know all you've got. And rest. We're gonna keep our left leg extended straight out in front of us, or you can keep it bent. I would like to keep mine bent, but we'll be doing just our right leg to start. We'll be lifting our leg up in a straight position up towards the sky, bending our knee, bringing our feet back down towards the floor, extending our leg down, keeping it hovering off the floor, and bringing it straight back up to the sky. Bending our knee, bringing our foot flat on the floor, extending it out in front of us, hovering off the floor, and straight back up. So lift, lower, extend, and lift again. Just on the right side. It's kind of like backwards pedaling on a bike. Or if you are on a skateboard, it's kind of the backwards motion of it.
Are we pointing or flexing our feet?
Pointing as you go up and then flex when you get to the top to lower.
So like paintbrush, okay.
Yep. Great question. Just on the right side here, keeping your back flat on the floor. And switch. Left or right leg remains bent or straight flat on the floor. Left leg is going to extend up towards the sky. Toe is pointed. To start, flex it on the way down. Extend our leg straight out in front of us. Lift it back up and bend. Lower to the floor. Extend it out straight, hovering off the floor. Lift it back up. Nice work, everybody. Taking these at a pace that's right for you. A few more on our left side here. And rest. Both of our legs are going to extend up towards the sky. Ankles are in line with hips. This one we are going to lift our hips up off the floor, so keeping our hands down at our sides or out in a T formation. I think palms down by hips is a little bit easier. We're going to lift our hips up off the floor. You will notice that your knees are going to come in closer towards your chest as you slightly lift your hips off the floor. This is a small movement, just extending our hips up off the floor. So it's a reverse crunch here. It's not a big movement. We just want to lift our tailbone up off the floor. Our legs are going up towards the ceiling. Again, it's a small movement. It doesn't need to be super drastic, but you'll notice that your legs do come in a little bit towards your chest. So try to keep your core engaged to keep your feet over top of your hips. Just a little bit of a twitch movement here. Great work. And rest. We were going to flip it over into traditional tabletop. So now our knees are on the floor, stacked underneath of our hips. Our wrists are underneath of our shoulders. We'll be going into bird dog, which is basically a dead bug, but we will be up in traditional tabletop. Our right arm is going to extend out in front of us at shoulder height, and our left leg is going to extend behind us. We're going to bring them both back down to center. Our left arm is going to extend straight out, and our right leg is going to extend out behind us, bringing them both back in. We'll alternate here between right leg and left arm, and right arm and left leg. Opposite arm, opposite leg here, extension, and bringing it back in. Up to you if you want to keep your feet pointed or if you want them flexed. Try not to have your belly button sink too far towards the ground. We want to keep a flat back, so we don't want to hunch our backs either. Keep that core engaged. On your next bird dog, we're going to go ahead and bring it into a bird dog crunch. As you are bringing your arm and leg back to center, you're going to bring your elbow and knee together before you switch. Extending our right arm and left leg, bring them in, knee and elbow come together, as close as together as you can before you lower them. You can do just the right side to start, right arm extension, left leg extend behind you, and do a few on that side before you switch, or you can switch every other based off of your preference. I like to do 3 bird dog crunches on one side before I switch to the other side. Keeping it up here. Nice work, everybody. 3 more, and in 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go ahead and lower our stomachs to the floor. We're gonna have our forearms resting flat on the floor. Chest can be down flat as well. Hands are up by shoulders, flat on the floor. So our elbows are bent and tucked in. We're gonna be doing back extensions or the swan pose, bringing our chest up off the floor as much as we can without our hands assisting us in any way. Once we get as high as we can, our face is pointed forward. We're gonna go ahead and use our hands to push us up off the floor a little bit more, as high as we can. Let go of bring our arms up off the floor so they're not assisting in our support. So now we are on a back extension. Hold it here for a few seconds before we lower. Again, hands are flat on the floor by our shoulders. Bringing our chest up off the floor, shoulders up off the floor, face is forward. We're gonna go ahead and use our hands for assistance to bring us a little bit higher off the ground for assistance. Let go, hold it here, filling that in your back muscles before you lower. We'll do a couple more here. Bringing our chest up off the floor, using your hands for support to push a little bit higher. Let go, hold here for a few seconds, and lower. We'll do 2 more here. Lift, push up, hold, and release. 1 more. Lift, push, hold, and release. Go ahead and get a little bit of a rest here. We're gonna go ahead and bring it into a back extension with shoulder mobility. So without using our hands, we are going to bring our chest up off the floor and face forward. Arms are gonna extend out at shoulder high like we are in a Superman, and we're gonna extend our hands down like we're making a snow angel, or a jumping jack. Hands go down to hips in a circular motion. And we are gonna bring our hands back up overhead and back down towards our hips. Keeping our chest up off the floor the whole time. You'll feel the burn in your back. Keep that core tucked in nice and tight for support. Don't do this if it is too painful. Lower yourself a little bit lower to the floor. Few more here. And rest. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it into child's pose. Knees are gonna be a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're gonna sink our bottom down towards our heels, arms extend up overhead, and chin comes tucked in towards chest. Feel that stretch all through our spine, up our arms, our lats, all the way down to our pinkies. Great work. Go ahead and bring it down to our stomachs. We'll be doing our swimmers. Arms extend out overhead. Feet are going to come slightly off the floor. We're going to pulse our arms and our legs, pumping our arms up and down about 1 inch, and our feet as well. Toes are pointed. Great work, everybody. Keeping it up here. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Go ahead and rest your head on the mat, or stack your forearms and rest your head on your forearms. Knees are going to bend, heels are together, feet are up towards the sky. Go ahead and drop your feet to the right, keeping your knees bent and together, and bring them across the body to the left, dropping them down towards the floor for our windshield wipers. Stretching out to the hips here and the glutes. Extending our legs out behind us. We're gonna have a slight bend in our knees. Our heels are gonna be closer together, so our toes are pointed out to the right and to the left. And you're gonna flex your glutes and bring your heels about an inch closer to each other before you push them back out wide for our heel beats. Just slightly bringing our heels in towards each other. And rest. We'll be bringing it into our glutes. We'll be doing our right leg, and then we will do our left. We are going to keep our head rested on our hands or on the mat, however you are comfortable. We'll be doing our front lying leg lifts just with our left leg. Bringing our heel up towards the ceiling. Your toe can be flexed or pointed. I like to keep mine pointed. Bringing our heels up towards the ceiling, engaging our glutes, flexing our glutes to raise our right leg off the floor. Try to get that knee off the floor as you are doing your leg lifts. Switching it into a T, bringing our leg lift up, bringing our toe to the left, to the right, back to the center, and lower. Leg lift up, toe to the, bringing our foot to the left, to the right, to the center, and lower. Kind of like we're making a T. You'll feel it on the inside and the outside and your hamstring as you're doing this. And then now diagonal, bringing our leg up, down across to our, trying to meet our left foot and back up to the right, down to the left, up to the right. Nice work, everybody. And rest, doing it now on the left side. Left leg raises here. Bringing our heel up towards the sky. Flexing the glute as we're doing this. The movements are very small. Nice work, keeping it up here. Bringing it into our T's, bringing our next leg lift up, bringing our foot to the right, left, and back down center before we lift up and move it again. Again, these are very small movements. Engage the glutes the whole time, flexing here. And diagonal, bringing our foot down to the right, towards our right foot, and up to the left. Nice work, everybody, keeping it up here. And rest. Flip it over for our seated core rotations. With our bottoms flat on the floor, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, sitting nice and tall. We're going to do our cherry pickers. Go ahead and grab a quick sip of water if you need one. feet are flexed up towards the ceiling, go ahead and bring them off the floor if you would like as a challenge. If not, keeping that all the way on your heels. Hands are going to be going right and left, keeping our hands together, bringing our hands down outside of our right hip, up, over, and across to the outside of our left hip, back and forth, touching the floor on either side of our hip for our cherry pickers. Again, if you want to challenge yourself, go ahead and bring your feet off the floor, but we will be doing our cherry pickers. You can lean back slightly with just lean back slightly if you need. Nice work, everybody, keeping it up here. Bringing it into our boat to low boat, I like to have my hands behind on the floor. Palms are flat on the floor, but fingers are pointed in towards my hips. Our feet are gonna come up off the ground, lean back, extending our feet forward and bring them back towards our chest for our boat to low boat. If you do not need your hand support on the floor, you don't go ahead and challenge yourself that way. This is not a big movement either, but if you can extend your legs all the way straight, go ahead and do that. Nice work, everybody, keeping it up here. Great work, and our last one is going to be seated alternate toe taps. Bring our knees up off the floor, and our feet are off the floor. We're gonna go ahead and lower our right foot, keeping our right leg bent, tapping the floor with our toe, bringing it up, tapping the toe with our left. Again, I like to keep my arms behind me for support, flat on the floor. Still relying on my core to do all of the work, but using it as my modification. Go ahead and do that. If you need a modification, if you'd like to challenge yourself, go ahead and just rely on your core for all that support to where your hands are not on the ground. Keeping it up here. Nice little burn to finish our workout. And go ahead and rest. We'll be going into our cool down. So go ahead and grab a sip of water if you would like one. I'm going to turn our cool down music so we aren't going crazy to DJ music during our cool down. Taking a sip of water here. We're going to start with our cat-cows. Going into our traditional tabletop, knees stacked underneath of hips, arms are stacked wrists underneath of shoulders. We'll be going ahead and taking a nice deep breath in. When we take a nice deep breath in through our nose, we're going to round the spine, bringing our spine up towards the ceiling, bringing our belly button in towards the spine. On the exhale, we're going to push our belly buttons towards the floor. Head is going to go forward. Inhale, chin gets tucked in towards chest, spine goes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pushing the belly button towards the floor, head faces forward. Go ahead and alternate between cat and cow at your own pace here. Great work, everybody. Nice, relaxing cool down. We're now going to flex our feet so our toes are on the floor. Hands are going to extend a little bit more forward, and we're going to push our bottoms up towards the sky into a downward dog. Heels go flat towards the floor. Head goes in between shoulders. Chin tucked in towards the chest, stretching out the back sides of our legs. Rocking it back down to our knees into a child's pose, opening up our knees a little bit, sinking our bottom back down to our heels, arms extend forward, chin tucked in, chest towards the floor, feeling that stretch all through the backside of your lats and your back. Rolling over to our back, laying on the floor. We're gonna bring one of our legs in towards our chest. The other one is going to extend. I'm gonna start with my right leg, bringing my knee towards my chest and holding it here while my left leg is extended out, lying on the floor. Taking a nice few deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through your mouth. Feel free to do some ankle circles in here if you would like, with your leg that's lifted up towards your chest. And switch, extending our right leg out in front of us now, bringing our left knee in towards our chest. Taking a few deep breaths, hugging our shins or our knee. And doing some ankle circles here as well, if you would like. Now bringing both of our knees in towards our chest and hugging them in, taking a nice deep breath. Take this time to analyze your body. How is it feeling? Is there anything else that your body is going to need extra attention to be stretched out for you to return back to your day? Slowly sitting up here, bringing my legs out wider than hip width apart for a wide leg forward fold, bringing my hands forward until I feel that stretch through the inside and the back sides of my legs. Walking my hands across to my left leg. And leaning forward, walking my hands as close to my ankle as I can, feeling that stretch through the left side of my leg. Walking the hands back to the center, bending forward, feeling that stretch the inside of your thighs. And walking your hands all the way to your right leg. Leaning forward towards the right, feeling that stretch to the right side of your legs. Bringing our feet together and our legs touching, we're going to go ahead and do a normal forward fold, bringing our hands towards our feet with our legs together. Feeling that stretch through the back sides of our legs here and through our back. Bringing our feet in towards our groin here. The bottoms of our feet are touching, knees are out, spread to the right and left for our butterfly. Feeling that through our hips and the top sides of our legs, the inside as well. Leaning forward a little bit if you would like, trying to get our knees down towards the floor, wherever is comfortable for you. Go ahead and extend your left leg out in front of you, keeping your right knee bent in for a single leg forward fold, bringing our hands down to the left leg towards our ankle. Go ahead and switch, bringing your left knee in, left foot up, resting our heel on the inside of our right thigh, bending down towards our right leg. Nice deep breaths here, feeling that stretch through your back as well. Sitting nice and tall, crisscross applesauce if you would like, finding a nice comfortable seat. We're going to take a few deep breaths together in through your nose. Hold at the top and exhale. 2 more here. In through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And last one. In through your nose. Hold at the top and exhale out your mouth.